I also didn't really feel supported. I felt like I was kind of left figuring things out on my own, and I just didn't have that strong connection, and I was looking for something else. And even more so because I was, tossing around the idea of staying home, and with losing an income, you have to cut corners, and I didn't want to feel that guilt of, not being able to buy a cup of coffee or buy those cute shoes I really wanted. So, and I also wanted to be able to contribute to my family somehow, because that's just my personality. I like to be on the go. I like to be busy. And one night, my husband and I were legitimately Googling network marketing companies, and Zyia popped up. And I was like, what's Zyia, right? And he's like, oh, it's looks like an activewear line. And I was like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. You can buy activewear anywhere. There's nothing different about it that I didn't know at the time, right? And so I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just knew what I didn't want to do. And looking back, it's kind of like, hello, everybody gets dressed. Everybody wears activewear to some degree, right? So long story short, I kept hearing about Zyia. I kept seeing it. I had friends that were having parties. I had a coworker that signed up as a rep. And I just kept thinking about it. And so I finally took the leap and did it. And my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. And you will hear that from a lot of other people too, that is their one and only regret. Like, why didn't I do this sooner? And so everything that I was like trying to meticulously look for, it was right in front of me. I leaped in without really knowing anybody actually in the company. I didn't really know a whole lot about it, but I knew I loved the clothes that I had, and I just kept thinking about it and hearing about it. And so I was hoping that it would be something different than what I experienced before. And at the end of the day too, I was like, everybody gets dressed. That's the number one thing you do, and probably brush your teeth. But aside from like doing your hair, doing your makeup, you get dressed every day. And the other thing I knew is that direct selling also has a lot of opportunities and gains from it. And everybody has different things that they do it for. But for me personally, I wanted that time freedom and that financial flexibility in my life. And I secretly had these bigger goals, which I didn't tell anybody because I was like, I don't really know how to achieve that, how to get there, if it could really even happen for me, because I had this tainted mindset from past experiences. And I also kind of thought it really only worked for the lucky people, right? I thought that you had to have these followers, you had to have, these connections, this, that, and the other things that I didn't have, that I was like, I don't really know that I can do what I really want to do with it, but if I can pay for my Zyia and whatever little things on the side, it would be, I'd be doing all right. So that is not true at all. You do not have to know, you don't have to have all the answers, and you sure as heck don't even have to know a thing, because I didn't. What I will tell you, this is different than anything that I have ever done before, and it is so much freaking fun. A couple weeks ago, we had a Zyia retreat too, and I got to meet so many amazing women that I talk to daily, and just to connect with them, and it was such a blast. So I always tell people, if you could just see what's on the other side waiting for you, you'd be like, I gotta go sign up right now, because it is just that amazing and so different than anything I've done. You're gaining more than just a business, more than just a starter kit. You're gaining support that is mind-blowing. You're gaining a community of women that are going to rally around you that don't even know you. That was one of the biggest things when I started. People were sharing graphics and like giving ideas to each other, and I'm like, what? This is so different, because where I came from, that was not even a thing. And then the friendships that I've made, I mean, that's not something I was looking for, but I can't imagine not having some of these friendships that I have now. And it's one of those things, like, you don't really know what you're missing until you've found it or you've needed it. And that has been a huge thing for me. And just the fact that you get to be yourself and be who you are. You don't have to try to be somebody you're not to do Zyia. You get to be who you are, and that you bring something completely different to the table than somebody else, and have different gifts than everybody else too, which is one of the biggest things I love about it. So all I can really say is that I am so incredibly grateful and thankful for this opportunity, and that I have an amazing business and an awesome team of ladies that I get to work with and lead on a daily basis and dream big with, and that I never would have met unless I would have done this. So if you're like me and you keep hearing, seeing it, I mean, probably have because you're here, there's a reason for that. And you were invited for a reason. And I just encourage you to run with that. My mindset when I started was, I think to do it, I thought it was just for those lucky people. And I stopped and asked myself, I'm like, dang it, why not me? Why the heck not me? So I'm going to leave you with that same question to ask yourself, why not me? So I hope you guys, hope to see you on the other side and be able to meet you and cheer with you and encourage you on your journey as a Zyia rep. So with that said, I am going to pass it off to Kayleigh.
Thanks, Lexi. Hi, everyone. I am Kayleigh McBride, and I am, like Lexi said, we're all really excited to have you all here. When I signed up with Zyia, I was 6 months pregnant and had never even heard of it before. I was invited to a party, and I knew that I wanted to get some workout clothes to help motivate me to lose weight post-baby. I had dabbled in so many different fields in the past and never found a job that felt like the right fit for me. I had done other network marketing, I'd done insurance, I'd done delivered newspapers, even in the attempts to be able to stay home with my kids during the day. So I would work crazy late hours, like early morning and late nights, just so I could be home with my kids during the day. Being pregnant with my third, we realized that the cost of childcare was going to outweigh what I was being paid. And so we really wanted to find something that was going to be something that I could do from home. Otherwise, we were going to have to eliminate my income altogether, just because, like I said, childcare for 3 kids, like it was pretty much a wash with me working. So we figured it was better to just have me be home. And then I found this opportunity. My friend invited me to a party, and I just scrolling through the website, you guys, my wish list was already huge. So when I initially signed up, I did it with the hopes that I could at least cover my own leggings, because I wanted to be able to buy these leggings and feel good about myself, but like Lexi said, not feel guilty about the fact that I was spending money when I wasn't bringing any money in for the family. So it was really it was perfect timing. It was kind of the perfect storm for me. And after signing up with Zyia, I moved across country. I'm very much an introverted person. Making new friends is not something that I have done well in the past, because I'm just so shy. And I didn't have a big social circle to begin with. So I was really worried, thinking that I wasn't going to have enough of a market to be able to be super successful with this. And you guys, I went from that mindset, and just one day I made the decision that I was just going to give it my full efforts and see what happened. And now I'm in the top 1% of the company, and I have so many amazing new friends. Like Lexi, I also went to the retreat a couple weekends ago, and it was like I was with old high school besties that I had known my whole life. It was so crazy how welcoming everyone was, and just so friendly and so supportive. It's such an amazing thing to be a part of. So I'm going to pass it off to Allison. Like Lexi said, I hope to see you guys on the team and be welcoming you guys very soon.
Hey everyone, I'm Allison, and I am from Nebraska, outside a small town of about 250. We have just a little small acreage, and I am a mama to an 18-month-old boy, and I'm a BNSF wife. If you don't know that, my husband works for the railroad, which means that he is gone Monday through Friday and home on the weekends most weeks. And My journey started when I was 9 weeks postpartum. I was just getting ready to go back to subbing at public schools, and this was February 2020. So 2 weeks later, after I joined Zyia and was starting to go back to work, the school shut down, and which meant I had no job. And my choices were to figure the Zyia gig out or try to find a job through a pandemic. And if that was going to work, I would have thought I was crazy. So I was like, I'm going to have to go with Zyia and try this and see what I can do. And it allowed me to stay home until September with my little guy. That had always been my dream, to stay home with my children, and Zyia allowed that for us. I did go back part-time, but I could be super flexible, and I was able to stay home with my son when I wanted to and subbed when his great grandmas could watch him. So Zyia gave me a lot of flexibility with that. But on top of that, when I was going through the pandemic and being without my husband during the week, I kind of started to figure out, like, people were like getting sad because they weren't around people. And I wasn't really feeling that. And I was like, why am I not feeling that? Like everyone else is. And I just realized that I was constantly meeting new people through hosting parties for others. I was building relationships that with people that I didn't even know, that I hadn't even met, and was just speaking to them virtually. And I just really felt like that was a huge blessing, even more than being able to stay home with my son and have that income. Um, and so I know a lot of you have heard, maybe, and maybe this is the first time, but Zyia is just not weight gains. It is the community that keeps all of us going. And so I just hope to see Zyia bless all of you like it has so many of us. And I can't wait to hear you guys on a call in the future. So I'm going to pass it off to Kelly and hear her story.
Hi guys, thanks Allison. Oh my gosh, these stories are just, they never get old. Hearing how lives are being transformed by Zyia is just, it lights me up. So I've been with Zyia for over 2 years already, which is really crazy to say. I should say, my name's Kelly. I'm from Spokane, Washington. I've always lived in Washington, and I am a mountains girl at heart. And I started with Zyia. Actually, Erica kind of sat me down. We had moved across the state. I had a newborn, and I was just looking to meet new people in our community. And Erica pulled me aside, and we had a little coffee date. And she's like, I think you should really check out this company. I had been running with another network marketing company previously and had been working really hard and was not seeing the financial gain to meet my efforts. So I kind of said, I really like activewear. I could see this fitting into my life. There was a really good deal on the starter kit. So I snagged it. I was kind of I was a kidnapper at the time, but no shame, because that was the best decision of my life. I had a slow start because I had to really gain belief in myself. Like when I first started, it was a really just a slow start for me. But I knew that I wanted to, we had moved across the state. My husband is self-employed. He travels a lot for work. I had had a newborn that we had recently found out that he had hearing loss. So we were at appointment after appointment. Before we took him home from the hospital, they were like, you are gonna need all these appointments, these resources, a family resource coordinator. I was just so overwhelmed. And then moving to a new place, I just knew that I needed to find a way to stay home with my little ones. I have a 6-year-old now, and my youngest one is 2. And so the thought of this activewear business just kind of fell into my lap. When Erica said it, I was like, yes, absolutely. I had fallen in love with the light and tight leggings. I was postpartum and didn't fit into my maternity pants anymore, but didn't fit into my jeans. So when I pulled on those light and tights, they just felt so good and gave me a breath of confidence from the inside out. So I knew it was something. I knew it was a product that I loved. I knew it was a company that I loved, and I trusted Erica. I saw her and I watched her and I trusted her. And so jumping into the business was a no-brainer, but what took more time was finding the belief in myself. I looked at everyone else and was like, I see her doing it, but I don't know if I can do it. And so my start was a lot different than a lot of people. And I slowly built, I slowly shared, and I just fell in love with this community. And regardless of rank, regardless of PV, regardless of all of that, like everyone else is saying here, the community was worth 100%. I always say, if that's all I walk away with some awesome leggings and great, amazing friends, like that was the best decision of my life. But what it has been for me has been so much more. And being able to stay home as my husband has just traveled more and more, being able to start homeschooling during COVID. So I now homeschool our son and continue to do that. And that has been one of the biggest blessings for our family, and to be available for my youngest son's appointments. I cannot tell you the blessing that it has been, but I know that some of you will come in and say, I have belief in the product. I have belief in Zyia, but I don't quite have belief in myself yet. And the yet is the best part, because when you join Zyia, you can come in as you are, like come in as you are and then grow. And the best part is that you can make money while you grow. It doesn't matter how long it takes, you're making money as you grow. What other job can you do that with? It is just such a wonderful community to help you build and grow as you gain belief in yourself. Some people can jump right in and have belief in themselves and be like Kayleigh or my girl Marissa, and not even try the product, just jump right in, which I love, because that's the best part about these products is they sell themselves. But I want you to know, whoever invited you to this call believes in you, believes that you can do this. So steal some of their belief until you find it in yourself to have your own. That took me over 2 years to start really building this business and to start saying, I want to do this. I want to jump in with both feet. I see what is possible. And like Lexi said, why not me? So it was just until probably pretty recently, like close to a year ago, that I said, I'm doing this. I don't care. I'm putting my blinders on and I am doing this. And it has been so much fun. It has been so much fun. So your journey is going to look so different than your upline, your team. Your journey is going to be your own. But the beauty is that come as you are. I love that I could have come on this call, messy hair, whatever, the nursing mamas, making dinner, like we are just a come as you are community. And I love that. I felt like previously where I was at, I had to have a certain persona. I had to be a certain way, a certain rank, make a certain amount to belong. And what I immediately felt with Zyia is, regardless of my rank, regardless of how much I make, that you belong. There's a place for you here. And that has been my biggest takeaway. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter. It's your journey, and you have a place regardless of what that looks like. You can come in and rock it, and you can take off, and we will be cheering you on. You can come in and just say, I'm part-time, I need to figure this out, and we will hold you at your pace and run with you, whatever that looks like for you. So we are just so glad that you are here, that you took the step to even join this call. That's step number 1. So thank you for being here, and I'm going to pass it off to my girl, Heather. I think. Heather, are you unmuted?
There we go. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Sorry.
You're good. There we go.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. I was just saying that it's pretty inspiring just to, as reps, just to hear each other's stories. I mean, it's an honor to be on here to talk to everyone that has joined, but just to hear how different in every walk of life of the ladies that are on here telling you their story is phenomenal. And so my name's Heather, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of my background and kind of how I fell into Zyia and what I love about it. And so the big thing for me, and I think I spoke about this before, but a big thing for me is the community aspect of everything. And so my husband and I, we retired from the military and we moved down to the Panhandle of Florida a few years ago. And kind of giving you this background because it really leads into a lot of the stuff that's happening with my Zyia journey now and as I began my Zyia journey. So I started Zyia in November of 2020. And so it's about 4 or 5 months now of Zyia. And a few years ago, we retired, we moved down here. And so the way my life looked then and in comparison to coming and retiring in Florida, it was like a complete halt. Like it was a massive community of people. I was in the Marine Corps. It's extremely community driven, very tight knit group of people. And I honestly thought that it would be my husband that would have a difficult time transitioning and not me. It never crossed my mind at all, not one single second, that I was going to have a hard time transitioning into anything that I was doing as far as transitioning, just basically to become the next season of my life. And it was totally me and not at all him. And it's unreal that I say that because probably within a year and a half of transitioning, and like I said, just this super jolt is like hitting a brick wall 6 months after or so. And I think I gained probably 80 pounds in that time frame and never had to worry about my weight my whole life. And now it's just now I'm just happy with who I am. But it was a huge transition for me. And I had lost that community. So big deal. And that's really where I'm going to take this story about my community need and how important it is, I think, to everyone to have a community. But that really is where probably one of my lower places in my life was that halt, that brick wall halt. All these different things started happening. And about a year or two into that, I was so blessed to find this amazing gym. And it's a women's gym. And I didn't think that that would be a good fit for me simply because, especially Marine Corps and especially depending on your job doing that, I'm a woman, but you're not really around a lot of women. And I've spent the last several years being able to be with that group. So where does that lead me into this? Well, we had a lot of reps there. And it started getting to where there were quite a few reps, and I got invited to a party. And I did not know anything about Zyia, had never heard of it. And I was actually bought this house from that lady that we live in now. And her party was great, but what really struck me was the way that my upline was running the party. I had never been a part of that party before, don't know anything about Zyia. And Bree, my upline is Bree Fisher, and she's so phenomenal. If you don't know her, she is an absolute gem, like amazing. But she's so positive, and the party went great. I got my first pair of leggings. I got them, and it was like Kelly said, like, the product sells itself. It was like a breath of fresh air. Everything that I thought I didn't like, that my body had changed to, that's a permanent transition, I think, is for that the time, it just built so much confidence in me. And so I thought, gosh, it's crazy that a pair of leggings can do that. Well, a few months later, I had a party with her. And of course, now I'm hooked on Zyia. I'm just buying it every month. I'm definitely making purchases. I had to be one of her best customers. And she had brought up the opportunity to me during that party. And I thought, nope. Number one, I didn't think I needed to do it. Number two, I had just finished school, was starting a whole new thing. Now I'm an ultrasound tech and I was working full time. I was doing call. I have two teenagers. There was just no way I was going to do it. And I didn't want to be salesy. And I didn't think that anyone would buy anything from me anyway. And so those are my first couple of thoughts. And I was like, nah, next, I'm not going to do it. And so I didn't do it. And that was like in May. So around October of last year, she had talked about it again with me. And the one thing that I can say is she never was salesy. And I was like, she's never been salesy towards me. She just kept saying, you know, I know you love this. And I bet you, Heather, it could be a blessing to your life. And she brought up community. Like the other things weren't appealing to me at the time, but she said community. And I did not know, I had no idea what that community would look like as far as on the other side of being a Zyia rep, because you don't know what you don't know. I think I like to say that often. But I just said, okay, fine, let's do it. I'll do my best. And I even think I told her, like, I'm sorry if I don't do good at this. Like, I'm going to try my best. But if I don't like it, or if I'm not good at this, because I had never really not been good at something that I was applying myself to. So for me to do something that maybe I was applying myself to and it not be good, I don't know. I didn't know how I could handle that. So, so I told her that. I said, I'll do it for a few months. And if it's not good, I'm going to stop. So I had my launch party in November, and I had a great success. And here it is in May. And one of the things when I originally started, it was because I wanted the discount. I was finally ready to just do it for the discount, do it because I wanted to pay for my leggings in some way because I was buying it so much. But now the transition is I have a community, and Kelly is so right. It's phenomenal. We just did an Arizona retreat, Zyia Fire retreat last month, but just a few weeks ago. And some of these faces, we got to meet each other. We see each other. We're in chats and group chats, encouraging each other with Zyia, but also rallying around one another during life events, like big life events, losses, lots of things. And I just never thought you could have that. I mean, I think you have your 10% in any group that you're ever in, but the majority is absolutely a positive thing. And that is where I can tell you. So I started thinking, I don't need this for the money. And then unexpectedly, like I told you, I'm an ultrasound tech full-time, 40 hours a week. And I fractured my foot at the gym that I tell you about. I fractured my foot and I can't work out of the blue last week because I can't work on crutches because I can't handle patients with crutches or a scooter or anything. I have to be able to walk. And so unexpectedly, to fill in the gap, I have this amazing community to fall back into. I have this to fall back on to fill in the gap of me not working and putting into that income that we use and think and wrap around our budget with every month. So I think that that is a blessing. And the biggest blessing still is the community and the fact that these ladies, you know, when you trust them, if you would just trust them, like I trusted Bree, and I'm so glad that I did because she is an awesome leader. We have so many leaders. You're seeing some of them right here, right now. And these ladies, they care about their teams. They care about the ladies who are beside them, above them. They just rally around each other. So I would really encourage you to take that part with you. And if you, because of COVID, or maybe you live somewhere where, you know, you're a little bit more isolated. I'm in Florida. I think we're on a different planet over here in Florida. But, you know, the community is sometimes all that you need to find out who you are and to grow and bloom right where you're planted. And that's what I would leave you with is trust these girls, trust us. And I think you'll find yourself blooming where you're planted before you know it. Okay, so I'm going to, that's my story, and I'm so glad I got to get on here and share that with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass it off to the wonderful Lacy.
Hey everyone. Thanks, Heather. I'm Lacy Lucey, and to tell you a little bit about my Zyia journey, my life was very full when I came into my life. I was not looking for anything more. I am a high school Spanish teacher. I have two small girls. My husband has a very busy career and hobbies. So I was just like super, not looking for anything. And when Zai came into my life, I thought, well, I do kind of want to make some money to take my kids on vacation. So when I started Zyia, that was kind of the basis of this. I was like, I had a party, and the person I had a party with said, like, look, if you just want to make a few, dollars to take your kids on vacation, like, yeah, we can just do that. And so I was like, sure, that sometimes I think like, why did I even start doing this? Um, and so that was last July. And since then, it's been a whirlwind journey. It has been so much more than I ever thought it would be. And I don't even know what I thought it would be. So when I think about, my 5th month in with Zyia, I hit director. The next month, I hit senior director, and I have been able to maintain that ever since. It has been a wonderful community of people. I have learned so much. It's just been such a great little add-on to my life that I did not expect at all. I have been able to replace my teaching salary with Zyia. I was able to double that for several months. So I feel like I'm in a place where I could give myself some more flexibility in my life to be around for my kids and my family. And I love that. And I'm just looking forward to that in the future. For me also, like, this was a chance for me to be proud of my accomplishments, like, and accomplishments other than like, yeah, I finished all the laundry on Sunday, accomplishments like to set goals for myself and to be able to, crush them and just be proud of me, and other people are sometimes proud of me, but it just feels good to be doing things that are making me proud of myself. And just really, it's almost like doing something for myself again, which I just really love. And I also, I know everyone said like, oh, the community, but really, I have friends who are part of other direct sales companies, and it's just not like this. There's no arguing, there is no complaining. Everyone is working together. Everyone wants everyone to succeed. We all want to sell leggings, and we all want to, our communities to grow, and everyone's just help each other out, and that's just second nature. So that has also just been so great, because sometimes when you put a group of women together, that's not always what you get. So it's just been really great for me to be part of that and to see that. And that's sort of my side journey. And, even if you're like, yeah, I just want to make some money, like whatever, um, there's so much more to that. And you don't even know until you get here, which is such, a beautiful thing. So, like everyone says, just join, just do it. And the best is yet to come. It really, really is. So with that, Sydney, are you ready to tell your story, girl?
Hi guys, I'm actually going to keep it really short and sweet tonight so you guys can get back to everything. I will share my story with you guys another time, but I'm going to just tell you with 100% honesty that this business and this community has carried me through the crappiest time of my life. So I just want you to imagine what it could do for you at this point in your life, regardless of where you're at. This opportunity could be for you. There's never going to be a perfect time. Life is never going to slow down. So we just want to know what's holding you back. Reach out to the rep who invited you. Let her answer your questions. And with that, we just want to say thank you so much for joining this call. And we can't wait to welcome you into our tribe. Hope everyone has a good night.